Hello all, I hope you're well and welcome to another live video. Let me know where you are in the world and what time you're watching this and what brings you to this video, and if there's anything that you would like to see more of, because from the bottom of my heart I want to support you and support each and every one of you in whatever way I can. And one way I do that is by recognizing each of you as a unique individual. So let me know, what do you need? What do you need in this moment? What are you craving the most? Let me know and I will see how I can best support you. Either put it in the comments or send me a private message. I'd love to support you. And you know how cool is social media, right? That we can connect with people from all over the world. We can give support to others, we can receive support from others, and we can just come together as a collective and heal as a collective consciousness. How cool is that? And anyway, for those of you that are new here, my name is Zoe Jean. I'm an anxiety coach and an NLP practitioner, helping women to heal their anxiety from all over the world following the Rewrite Your Anxiety method. And this method focuses on a portion of it called mindset, right? Which focuses heavily on rewiring the programs in your subconscious mind. So rewiring those programs that cause you to stay stuck in anxiety, that cause you to stay stuck in self-doubt, lack of confidence, fear, anger, whatever it is, as well as that cause you to stay stuck in limiting beliefs such as being ugly, dumb, stupid, fat, because they were all ones that I lived with for a very long time, unfortunately. So rewiring those programs is a big proportion helping you show up in a new way. And body connection is really important as well, right? Because you need to build a deep connection with your body so you can pick up on the signs and signals of what's going on in your body in each given moment. Because if you know that, then you'll be able to pick up on the early signs of stress and anxiety, and you'll be able to process your emotions and come back to a place of peace and calm before it escalates and gets out of control. And the deeper connection you have with your own body, the deeper connection you're able to have with other people. And then also there's nervous system regulation, right? Because like when we stay stuck in anxiety for too long, we live in survival mode and we have a dysregulated nervous system. So we want to regulate your nervous system and then get you into the window of tolerance, which we get into when we regulate it, and then we want to widen it. Because when you spend long periods of time in survival mode, it makes your window of tolerance smaller. And that also means that you can't handle as much. It means the slightest thing can happen and it will set you off. But if you have a wider one, you can handle more things. So it's not only about getting you back into that regulated state. It's doing the work to heal and make that window of tolerance bigger so you can handle more things, rather than getting in there and then getting out pretty much straight away because you still have that small window. So the slightest thing sets you off. So we want to get you in there and then widen that window of tolerance. And then there's habit work, right? Because everything we do is based off of our current habits. So it's about recognizing what all your habits are, which ones are serving you and which ones aren't, and replacing the ones that aren't serving you with new positive ones and getting to the root cause of what's causing you to do those habits as well. So that's a bit about the different modules in Rewrite Your Anxiety. And in Rewrite Your Anxiety, following these modules helps you to master your mindset, build a deep connection with your body, regulate your nervous system, and build sustainable positive habits. Well, anyway, today's live is about our identity, right? Because whether you know it or not, we all have, our own identity. So do you know what your current identity is? Because what I found held me back for so long when I was stuck with when I was stuck in chronic stress and anxiety, and what I feel holds a lot of people back, is the fact that not only do we have anxiety, we identify as it. So I would identify as, I'm just an anxious person, or I'm just chronically stressed and anxious all the time. That's just how I am. That's just me. And when we identify as something, whether it's a good or bad thing, it increases that feeling. So if you identify as something that's positive, it increases the positivity, and it makes that get bigger. But if you focus on identity that's not so helpful, like anxiety, the same thing. You find more of that and it gets bigger and bigger and more powerful. So it's really important to know what your current identity is. How are you currently identifying yourself? Really ask yourself that. And maybe you have no idea. And if that's you, then I would advise you to just start getting more aware. Just start getting more aware of how you talk to yourself, out loud in your head what your regular thoughts are. Even if you just take 5 minutes per day to start observing your thoughts. Sit down for 5 minutes and just observe, what thoughts am I having now? What thoughts have I had in different moments of today? And just start to get aware of those regular thoughts and feelings. And just how you think about yourself, basically. And that's all going to be some steps that help with your self-awareness and help you work out what your current identity is. Because we can't change your current identity can't change you from your current identity to a new identity without knowing what your current identity is. So it's really important to know what that is so we can change it if needed. Because if your identity is not a positive identity, then that's really going to affect you, and it would be why you're staying stuck and why you're not able to get to the place that you want to go. So yeah, it's really important to recognize how you identify yourself and how do other people identify you. Like when you talk to your family or friends or work colleagues, what do they say about you? Do you realize what they identify you as? Maybe you can pick up on what they identify you as, and if you can't, maybe ask them. Start with people that you love and trust and that love and trust you, and ask them what they identify you as. And that's, they can sometimes identify you as something good, or maybe they will also identify you as anxious, for example. Like, obviously my family and friends loved me and still do, but they would definitely identify me. They definitely used to identify me as an anxious person, just like I identified myself as an anxious person. So it's just really good to see, what your current identity is in your eyes and how you're showing up and how other people see that too. It's really good to see both sides there and see if it matches. Because we also are our own worst critics, right? So maybe you identify as an anxious person because that's all you see, how anxious you are. But maybe other people can see the good qualities in you that you can't. And maybe that's partly why you're anxious, right? You're anxious because you can only see the bad in your life. You only, you have like a confidence, you've self-doubt, and you live in fear, and all of that creates anxiety. Because you can only see the negative when everyone else can see all the good about you. So they can see the good about you, but you can't. So that's creating that anxiety. So it can be really good to realize, oh, they actually think differently about me. How can I think differently about me too? How can I feel into, what they're feeling about me? And knowing what other people think about you and identify you as can be really helpful to know if they're good people to be in your life as well. Because obviously some people might identify you as anxious, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people. It's not like they can identify you as being anxious, but they can still be good people if, they support you, they help you, you can tell they want the best for you. But then if you get some people that call you anxious, say you have an anxious identity and then don't support you, put you down further, don't try and help you, just talk themselves up and don't really listen, then you'd obviously know that they're not the best of people. So it's really good to also observe that and know what other people say about you, so you can work out which people are honest with you and which people want to support you and help you move forward, and which people are possibly bringing you down and that are not so helpful and maybe possibly even toxic friends. And how would you like to identify yourself? And maybe just think about that for a little while, because maybe you're thinking, I don't know how I want to identify myself, but just get clear. How would you like to identify yourself? And it can help you know how you want to identify yourself. Why not start with your dream life? Like, if you were living your dream life, where would you be? Where would you be in the world? What would you be doing? What would you look like? And what would you be able to see? What would you be able to hear? And what would you be able to feel? And even just write those few little key points down, and even spend 5 minutes a day just to observe your dream reality. What exactly can you see? What exactly can you hear? What exactly can you feel? Who's around you? What do you do for work? Just getting crystal clear on what that picture is. And yes, it might seem, impossible. It might feel a bit icky because it doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel possible, and you feel like you're lying to yourself, or you're setting false expectations, or whatever comes up for you. That's okay. Just let whatever comes up for you come up, but just do it anyway, right? Like the house I'm living in now. I originally got shut down and said that I wasn't going to get this yet. I kept manifesting it, visualizing it, despite it feeling wrong, and I ended up getting it. So it works. It really, really works, but you just have to believe in it and not give up. Our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imaginary. So start to imaginary and visualize what you want, your dream life, and that can also help you to bring that to life and to create a new identity. Because if your subconscious mind starts focusing on what it wants, and what it wants doesn't match up to your current identity, that helps you to bring closer, and that helps you to change your current habits and everything like that, so you can start showing up as that new person. And you'll also, find yourself self-sabotage at times, and that's because, you start to do things towards this new version of you, this new identity, but then your current program shut you down, your current identity shuts you down. So that's also a gateway to see where the learning is and what needs to be processed and what needs to be rewired. So it's really helpful if you have that awareness to know, what's holding you back, and knowing where you want to go. That's what you need to heal, right? You need to know where you currently are and where you want to be. So that's all really, really important. So yeah, just see if you can do that for 5 minutes a day. Start to visualize your dream life, because you also might find you have more present moments. You're more in the present moment when you do that. And you can also, it can help you think of goals that you want to create, can help you think of ideas that are going to get you closer to that goal, those goals. And it's just really beneficial for the mind to focus on what it wants rather than what it doesn't have, and rather than what it thinks its current reality and identity is. Instead of that, focus on what you want it to be. Focus on what's possible and what's coming to you. And I agree, I know that this might sound it might seem easier said than done, and that's why I really, really want to support you with this. I know it's hard to create a new identity, especially if you've been living, in anxiety, panic, in self-doubt, and overthinking for so long. It can be hard to go from that current identity to a new one. So that's why I created a training to help you get that, to help get you from where you currently are to where you want to be. And this training is called How to Create a New Identity, which I'll be hosting around the end of October. So if you would like to learn more and join the free challenge, it's a free 3-day challenge, then comment free challenge below, because what do you have to learn, right? Nothing to learn and everything to gain, because it's free information. And it's a gateway to get you to your dream life. And if you have nothing to lose, because it's going to help you learn where you currently are and where you want to be, and it's going to help you learn what's stopping you from getting from A to B, and it's going to help give you some tips to be able to get from A to B. Okay, so just know, no matter how lost and stuck you might feel, you're not lost and stuck. You just need some support to get there, which is totally fine and totally normal. If we could do it on our own, there'd be no such thing as mental health illnesses. So getting support is totally normal, and there's nothing wrong with it. And in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions that I know, it actually makes you stronger. You might think it makes you weaker, but it actually makes you stronger, because you're confident enough and love yourself enough that you're willing to ask for help. And you're willing to create a better life for you, your friends, and your family. And that's amazing. That's something you should really be proud of. The most successful people, they didn't just get there. They got there because they had the strength to ask for help. And you can have the strength to ask for help as well. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to join this challenge, comment free challenge below. And let me know how you go with visualizing your future self. And if you'd like a bit more help with visualizing your future self, also feel free to comment below future self, and I'll be happy to support you. Well, thanks so much for joining. Bye for now.